Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Monday, June 23rd, 2025. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief presented by Annapolis Subaru and the SPCA of Anne Arundel County. The heat is on. I hope you had a great weekend, a happy Juneteenth, and are enjoying the shorter days because it is now summer. I know I am. And as for your OMG fact for the day, male orb weaver spiders give back rubs to their mates so they don't get eaten. And I think humans can probably learn a lot from orb weaver spiders. Not sure what an orb weaver spider is, but we probably can learn a lot from them. Anyhow, we do have a lot of news today, so let's get right into it, shall we? The Anne Arundel County Police are ramping up security out of an abundance of caution due to the ongoing tensions in the Middle East. While there are no credible threats locally, extra patrols are being stationed near places of worship and community hubs. The department urges residents to stay alert and report anything suspicious by calling 410-222-4700 or emailing seeitsayit@aacounty.org. Again, that is seeitsayit@aacounty.org. If you see something, say something. It's not just a slogan, it's part of the plan. A body discovered in Spa Creek back in April has now been identified as 20-year-old Cameron Isaiah Phillips. Annapolis police say that Phillips had been reported missing from his family back in January. His body was found by then-acting harbor master Tyler Northfield under a pier at the Truxton Park. No further details have been released just yet, including a cause of death. Anne Arundel County Executive Stuart Pittman has been unanimously elected chair of the Maryland Democratic Party. He steps into the role with the blessing of Governor Wes Moore and outgoing Chair Ken Ullman. Pittman, who is term limited in his current role, brings a track record that includes earning the county its first ever AAA bond ratings and reducing crime. He says he hopes to leverage his experience to help elect Democrats statewide. The role is unpaid, but apparently still comes with all the stress of managing a campaign strategy. Congrats to the county exec. If you've got a paddleboard, kayak, or canoe and nowhere to park it, the city of Annapolis has you covered, sort of. The harbor master is now accepting applications for its new paddlecraft rack at the Truxton Park. There are a dozen slots available, and the cost varies. $300 for Annapolis residents and $600 for everyone else, not including the $50 application fee. Oh, and you must be over 18, own just one boat, and make sure that it's not more than 14 foot long, 3 feet wide. So basically, paddlecraft only. The Anne Arundel County Food Bank raised over $120,000 during its fourth annual Feeding Hope fundraiser at the Naval Academy's Flugel Alumni Center. Guests were treated to food from top local restaurants and live music from Red Betty and the Ruckus. One of the evening's highlights, a construction art piece. Yes, that is a sculpture made of food cans. It was actually really very cool. It was built by Studio 343 and local union partners. With more than 66,000 residents facing food insecurity in the county, the funds raised will support the food bank's efforts to distribute fresh, healthy meals across the region. And they can always use help, so if you can donate food or funds, aafoodbank.org. And speaking of support, Impact 100 Greater Chesapeake is now accepting applications from nonprofits for a $56,000 grant to fund a transformative local project. Finalists will present their proposals in October during the organization's annual meeting, where members will vote on the winner. Since its inception, Impact 100 has granted nearly $500,000 to initiatives addressing food insecurity, elder care, and mental health. This is a giving circle, and women interested in becoming members or learning more can visit impact100greaterchesapeake.org, and that 100 in there is the number. So it's impact100greaterchesapeake.org, and you might be able to help decide the next big thing for the community. And I want to be very clear on this. This is not a $56,000 grant divvied up and doled out to a bunch. This is a winner-takes-all grant. EOAEPR25. That is the discount code that's going to save you $5 on every general admission ticket you buy to the greatest little festival ever. Eastport Rockin' is this Saturday, the 28th, and it is a must-attend event. Tickets are only $30, but for you, $25. You can get them at eastportarockin.com. There's no G in rocking. And if you want a pair for free, get in touch with me. I might hook you up. I got a couple. Look at that. Ticket Tuesday comes early this week. On Friday on K9s and Crosstracks, we met Rudy Jeremiah, a Cocker Spaniel mix with wonderful hair. Of course, we did have some Subaru news as well, but if you missed it, you want to check that out and see if Rudy Jeremiah catches your eye. If he does, you want to get in touch with the SPCA soon because he is going to be adopted pretty quickly. On Saturday on the Local Business Spotlight, we sat down with Kirsty Palmer Tippett from Waypoints Yacht Charters and learned an awful lot about some amazing vacations. All right, that's a wrap for today. First off, thank you as always for listening and sharing, and a quick thank you to our sponsors for today's Daily News Brief. Annapolis Subaru, the SPCA of Anne Arundel County, Hospice of the Chesapeake, and MacMedics. Now you want to stay tuned because Ann Covington from CovingtonAlsina is here with your Monday Money Report and also your local Anne Arundel County weather. All of that's coming up in just a minute.
Coping with advanced illness can be overwhelming, and determining the best options for a loved one isn't always so easy. But here at Hospice of the Chesapeake, your hometown hospice, we want you to know you do have a choice. You can choose exactly who provides the care and the type of care you receive, and it's your decision when and where your loved one receives that care. We have served our community, family, and friends for over 40 years. We are there when you need us. Learn how we can help at hospicechesapeake.org.
Next up, we're diving into today's Eye on Annapolis weather forecast. From sunny skies over the bay to storm warnings that could impact your plans, we've got the details to keep you ahead of the curve. Stay tuned. It's all coming your way in just a moment.
Good morning, Anne Arundel. You want to get ready for the heat. Today, if you've ever wondered what it's like to walk inside of a steam room set outdoors, today is going to be your day. You can expect daytime highs around 94 with humidity levels that'll have you questioning your decision to leave the house. The extreme heat warning runs until this evening, so you want to keep cool, drink often, and seriously, don't treat this like a light jog day. Tonight, temperatures are going to hover near 78. Tomorrow is shaping up as another scorcher with highs near 95 and humidity still dialed up. An extreme heat watch remains in effect, meaning that temperatures plus humidity may push the heat index values close to 110. Nights will offer minimal relief, only cooling to about 79 degrees. You want to keep your outdoor plans to early morning or evening and find shade when you can. Wednesday continues that trend with highs back near 94 and sticky air sticking around. We're going to see intermittent clouds before a chance of an afternoon thunderstorm, which should help knock down the heat a notch. But you don't want to count on Mother Nature turning off the pressure cooker just yet. Overnight lows do dip to about 80. And as we look ahead, Thursday through Saturday does give us a little bit of a break, but it's going to still remain hot and humid with daytime temps in the mid-80s. Afternoon storms could make cameo appearances any day. Nights won't offer much respite, hovering in the mid-70s. If you've got errands to run, again, hit them early, keep those fans spinning, and for crying out loud, stay hydrated. That's it. Have a great week.
Have you ever had to wait to get an appointment at the Apple Store? Skip the wait and the line at the mall by visiting MacMedics in Severna Park, where appointments are not necessary. MacMedics is an Apple-authorized premium service provider. MacMedics services all Apple devices, including broken iPhone screens and batteries, and all without an appointment. Most iPhone repairs are complete the same day and usually within a few hours. MacMedics is also an Apple-authorized reseller and sell Apple products at the same price as the Apple Store. Visit MacMedics in Severna Park for Apple-authorized sales and service and shop local. Don't wait for help. Call MacMedics at 410-757-MAX, which is 410-757-6227. It's 410-757-6227. Or visit them online at macmedics.com. You work hard for your money. Is your money working hard for you? Managing and investing it can be confusing. Anne Covington, a financial planner from CovingtonAlsina, has been helping people make sense of it for nearly 20 years. Are you ready? Now, here's your Monday Money Report.
This is Anne Covington of CovingtonAlsina with your Monday Money Report. The market ticked down just a touch last week, but the big news happened over the weekend. This week will show how the market reacts to the bombing of Iran's nuclear facilities. Historically, markets have responded with a small drop and a large rebound, setting new highs. Of course, nothing has been settled in this conflict. It's always important to keep the long view in mind and focus on fundamentals. Are companies making goods and services that people want to buy? Are they well managed? Are they generating revenue and profits? Of course, I read 3 different analyst opinions this weekend. 2 said the S&P will reach new highs this year, with one calling for a 20% gain over the next 12 months. Another said we are plunging into a recession any day now. If the so-called experts can't agree on the next 12 months, that's a good sign you should be investing and thinking about your investments over a much longer period. This uncertainty is also impacting the Federal Reserve Bank. The Fed's Board of Governors sets the federal funds rate, which is the target interest rate that banks use for overnight lending to maintain their reserves. This rate, in turn, serves as a benchmark for consumer interest rates. For example, a loan or credit card may charge interest at the Fed funds rate plus a certain percentage. The Federal Reserve Bank is the United States central bank, and it has a unique position among the world's central banks, with what is called the dual mandate. Other countries' central banks are only concerned with price stability, which is measured by inflation. In the U.S., the Fed has a target rate of 2% average inflation. In addition to price stability, the Fed also works to ensure maximum employment, which is the highest level of employment without triggering inflation. While they do not have a fixed target, an unemployment rate of just over 4% is generally considered maximum employment. Right now, inflation is slowly coming down. For 2024, it was an average of 2.9%, and as of May had declined to 2.4%. Unemployment has been hovering just over 4%. All of this sounds great, and that the Fed should be considering cutting interest rates. At their last meeting, the Fed again held rates steady. There's too much uncertainty right now. The potential impact of tariffs, the spread of the conflict in the Middle East, the impact of federal spending cuts on unemployment rates. Until they have more data, the Fed is in a holding pattern. If you're in the fortunate position of having cash on hand, put it to use in a high-yield savings account or money market to earn a higher interest rate. If you have consumer debt like credit cards or high-interest car loans, pay those down as quickly as possible, focusing on the loan with the highest interest rate first. Your action item this week is to check the expiration date on your sunscreen, or just buy new bottles as we head into summer. Check out our website at CovingtonAlsina.com or our Facebook page for more information and our upcoming educational events. CovingtonAlsina is a registered investment advisor. Information presented is for educational purposes only. It is not to make an offer or solicitation for the sale or purchase of any specific securities, investments, or investment strategies. Investments involve risk unless otherwise stated or not guaranteed. Be sure to first consult a qualified financial advisor and/or tax professional before implementing any strategy discussed here. And past performance is not indicative of future performance. And if you don't have a financial advisor, come talk to us. This is Anne Covington with CovingtonAlsina.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.